Today I am going to start a new chapter. Not only new, already I have done limit, derivative and higher order derivative. Together I am doing limit, derivative and higher order derivative. In one class just finish limit, derivative and higher order derivative. How in complete class just see. Let y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. That means x is independent. X is independent variable. X is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Dependent variable means the value of x. Suppose y is equal to f of x. Suppose you take this is x square. Suppose if x is equal to 1, then what is the value of y? That will be f of 1, which is equal to 1 whole square, that is equal to 1. And if x is equal to 2, then y will be how much? That is f of 2, which is equal to 2 whole square, that is 4. If x is equal to 3, then y will be how much? That is f of 3, which is equal to 3 whole square, that is 9. If x is equal to 0, see, then y will be how much? That is f of 0, which is equal to 0 whole square, that is equal to 0. If x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to minus 3. If x is equal to minus 3, then what is the answer? Y is equal to f of minus 3. That is minus 3 whole square, which is equal to 9. Now see, the value of x that we are putting here, that is called domain. Domain of f of x. Therefore, what I am getting here? Domain. Domain of f of x. What are the domain I have taken here? The value of x that you have taken 0, put here first minus 3. Minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, I have taken. Okay. These are domain. Then what is the value of y you are getting? That is called range. Range of f of x. When x is equal to minus 3, what is the answer here? Y? 9. That is 9 you have tried first, 9. Then when x is equal to 0, what is the value of y? That is 0. Next, what is the value of y when x is equal to 1? Answer coming 1. When x is equal to, what is the value of y? That is 4. And if x is equal to 3, what is the value of y? That is 9. See, the value of x that we are putting here, that is called domain. Domain of f of x. It is a function, y is a function of x, x independent variable and y dependent variable. Because y, the value of y depends on x. Whatever the value of x you are putting, on that basis y will be changing. Yes or no? The value of x that you have selected or given, that is called domain of x, for which the function will exist. For which value of the function will be x, that is called domain. Domain means the value of x that should be. See, so it is clear what is domain? The value of x that you have taken, that is called domain. On the respectively y value you are getting, suppose when x equal to minus 3, y is equal to how much? 9. That is the range. Therefore, range of f of x is 9, 0, 1, 4, 9. How will I write here? Just to see. I am writing this one, just to see. That means y is a function of f of x, which is equal to x square. Okay. The x value you have taken here minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. This is called domain, and respectively you are getting that value of y, that is 9, 0, 1, 4, 1, 4, 9. Okay. This is called range. This is called domain. Domain of f of x, and this is called range. Range of f of x. Okay. When x equal to minus 3, you are getting 9. When x equal to 3, then also you are getting 9. Not necessary to write so many things. Then this is like this. See. Okay. This is all about the function is represented y is a function which depends on x. Y is equal to f of that I have taken f of x equal to x square. The value of x that equal to domain, and the value of y that we are getting after putting the value of x that equal to range. This is the basic idea of a function. Okay, different types of function is there. This is called algebraic function x square. Okay, let us go on next. I am considering y is equal to f of x. It is a function y is equal to f of x. Let delta x and delta y be the small increment. Be the small increment. With a small increment means slight bit increment, 0.0000 so many, very small increment. Let delta x and delta y be the small increment in x and y respectively. Okay, respectively. Therefore, then it will be converted to y plus delta y, and it will be f of x plus delta x. Okay. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Now equation 2 minus equation 1. Equation 2 minus equation 1. What is the result? If I subtract this minus this, then y will be this minus this. This will delta y, and this will be f of x plus delta x minus f of x. Now dividing delta x both sides. Delta x both sides, f of x plus delta x minus f of x. Dividing delta x both sides, again taking limit delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x is equal to limit delta x tends to 0, taking limit both sides, f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x. See, delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x, this is nothing but dy by dx. Dy by dx is equal to limit, just you have to copy here, delta x tends to 0, you have to copy, okay, I am writing just doing here. That means dy by dx is equal to delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta. This is nothing but first order derivative. This is called first order derivative. What is that? This is called first order derivative. Okay. The dy by dx is called first order derivative. Given y is equal to f of x, it is given function. I am taking let delta x and delta y be the small increment in x and y respectively. Then it will be converted to y plus delta y is equal to f of x plus delta x. Now we subtract equation 1 from equation 2. The result will be delta y is equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of. Now dividing delta x both sides. Then this will be converted to delta y by delta, this total divided by delta x. Taking limit delta x tends to 0 both sides. Now this is nothing but dy by dx. And this is dy by dx is called derivative of y. Derivative of y with respect to x. dy by dx meaning derivative of y with respect to x, which is called first order derivative. Let us go next. Y is equal to f of x. Okay. Therefore, dy by dx. This is dependent on f dash x. This is called first order derivative. This one is first order derivative. Is it clear? Same process, d square y by dx square. This is second order, means d by dx of dy by dx, which is equal to f double dash x. This is called second order derivative. Same process, d cube y by dx cube. This will be d by dx of second order derivative. Just change type. This one is third order derivative, derivative of second. This will give you third order derivative. This will be f triple dash x. This one is called third order derivative. Same process in this way. This is called nth order derivative. This is d by dx of d n minus 1 y n minus 1. That means nth order derivative is equal to derivative of n minus 1 derivative, which is represented as f n x. This is called nth order derivative. See, let me explain. Y is equal to f of x, given function y is f of x. Therefore, dy by dx, derivative of y with respect to x is equal to f dash x. This is equal to first order derivative. Again, d square y by dx square, that is d by dx of first order derivative. This is denoted f double dash x. This is second order derivative. This is third order derivative. In this way, we can write nth order derivative. Okay. Let me take one example for you. See, take one question. Y is equal to e to the power 5x. E to the power 5x. It is exponential function. Y is equal to e to the power 5x. 5 is the coefficient of x. This is exponential function. Exponential function. This is exponential function. You know, derivative of y, dy by dx, then derivative of e to the power 5x. It will be how much? Derivative of exponential function will be same, but the coefficient you have to take outside. Means this will be 5 into e to the power 5x by chain rule. And this one is called first order derivative. Next again derivative, second order derivative, d square y by dx square. That means d by dx of how much you got? 5 into e to the power 5x. This 5 will be outside. Again derivative of e to the power 5x right here. E to the power 5x. Finally what will get? Again 5 will come here. This will be 5 whole square. And 25 into e to the power 5x. This is second order derivative. Next come to the third order derivative. d cube y by dx cube. It will be how much? D by dx. How much we got? 5 square into e to the power 5x. This 5 square will be outside. Again, this 5 will come outside. Derivative of e to the 5x, 5 into e to the power 5x. Finally, you are getting 5 cube e to the power 5x. Is it clear? For third order derivative, you are getting 5 cube. Same process. If it is nth order derivative, then this will be how much? Derivative of the previous, this will be 5 to the power n minus 1 into e to the power 5x. Finally, what will you get here? 5 to the power n into e to the power 5x. This is the result you will get nth order derivative. Is it clear? I have taken one question. Y is equal to e to the power 5x. That is the exponential function I have taken. First order derivative you are getting 5 into e to the power 5x. Second order you are getting 5 square into e to the power 5x. For third order you are getting 5 cube. For n minus 1 derivative, this will be 5 to the power n minus 1 e to the power 5x. Then nth order derivative will be how much? D by dx of just previous 5 to the n minus 1 into e to the 5. This will be 5 to the power n. 1 5 will here come, coefficient will come outside. Finally, you are getting 5 to the power n. This is the technically we have to memorize for nth order derivative. If the coefficient of x is 5, then this will be 5 to the power n. If the coefficient is 7, this answer will be 7 to the power n. If coefficient is n, then this will be n to the power n. Just you have to memorize the technique how I applied here. Okay. This is all about the higher order derivative. Let us see next one. Next I am going to basic theorems of limit. See, what are the theorems present on limit? Just to see. Number 1 I am writing here. Limit extend to a. Suppose the sum of two functions given. maybe 2, maybe 3. Limit extend to 0 or extend to a, right? Anything, you can write any number. Limit extend to a. Here given sum of two functions. Then you have to find out individually limit like this. Limit extend to a f of x plus limit extend to a g. Means individually you have to find out limit, then you have to add. This is called sum of two functions. Next same thing, limit extend to a, the difference given, difference of two functions, f of x, dx. Then in this case, same process you have to write limit extend to a, f of x minus limit extend to a, dx. Okay. Number 3, sum given, difference given, next product given. Limit extend to a, f of x into gx. Two functions given but in product form. In this case, you have to write limit extend to a, f of x into limit extend to a, gx. In case of loss, you are adding individually limit, then you have to add same process difference. But here product means limit of first function into limit of second function. This is sum, difference, this is only product. Next one is quotient. Limit extend to a. Suppose the function given like this, f of x by gx. What will do here? Here two functions, f of x is one function, gx another function. Here two functions divided. Here in this case what will do? Limit extend to a, f of x divided by limit extend to a, gx. Means individually you have to find out limit of f of x as well as limit of gx, then divide sign, divided. First one is sum, difference, product and quotient. If any coefficient is there, suppose limit extend to a, c into f of x. C is a constant. So what will you do here? C is a constant. What will you do? This constant number we have to take outside. That is c into limit